Seems accurate.
And welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Together We Roll.
Yeah.
Where a bunch of us children sit down at the table and try to act like adults.
Try?
Try is the...
I'm not trying.
I don't think adults are real. That's an urban legend.
We're never land. Right?
We're not getting into that anyway. So, I'm going to say this one. We are going to introduce the next bit of our art from
Corinne Milne. Yes.
That we have messed up before, and I hope we're not messing it up again. Otherwise, that's going to be another.
Oh my God. Honestly.
So let's share what we won.
Yes, for those that are not aware yet, since I promised 100 push-ups, and I know that though I said it under my breath, but it still stands. I have to do 100 push-ups. I don't mean like 10 here, 10 there. No, 100 push-ups in a row. Now I am.
And that was because you messed up Corinne's first name.
And you messed up the last name.
And then I went ahead and messed up the last name because I thought
guess what? Who's joining me?
Yes, I thought the E was pronounced, but it turns out it's not. So it's Corinne Milne, who is doing our character art. And so yes, because I'm a gentleman, I will join you.
We're going
to
start with 50 because we're flabby and very, very comfortable.
Comfortable.
It's going to be more comfortable once Thanksgiving gets here.
And we need to lose some of that. I used to be able to do 100 push-ups at a time, but that was when I was doing 16 years plus of martial arts. So, watch out for that episode.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep you on tabs on that one.
To prove that we're gentlemen and we're going to do this, we're going to film it.
Yeah.
So we're going to figure out who's going to mock us while we do this.
Everyone's going to mock
including
us,
our viewers.
So we're going to start with 50 and then we're going to work up to 100. But anyway, so here is, without further ado, this is Sunny's art piece that she recently just turned in.
Yeah. There it is there.
I love the costume. I love his robes.
And it's raining.
It looks like the miniature.
Yes, it is raining. And the fog, it's like the black fog coming out of his eyes and his hands. Oh,
yeah, pass it around.
For those that haven't seen it close up, go right ahead. It is fancy.
Awesome stuff.
However, definitely pasty as a corpse. You need to get some vitamin D.
Yes.
Need some vitamin D.
If you wonder why Baron's not afraid of anything, because he's shared a room with that his entire life.
That is true.
That makes sense.
I think he's a good-looking fella.
I already saw it. I said thank you to her. That is awesome.
Yeah, no, it is.
But he is scary looking.
Yeah.
Thank you again. We love what you do. You are a magnificent person, and I promise you that video of us doing push-ups, like some fat walruses, are going to be coming out shortly.
Ow.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway,
If you soar tomorrow.
and get ready for part 2, which we're going to show Barry and his brother.
Yeah, Barry and the brother comes out part 2.
But moving on for the next one, we got a couple. I got to show it off. Thanks to Max Hospitality and speaking with what was his
Sawdust Woodcrafting.
Mm-hmm. He created nice coasters for us, and we are very happy.
We needed coasters.
We needed coasters. And
so Mac went to Sawdust Woodcrafting, friends there, and they've got a laser etcher. This is laser etching, right?
Yep.
Laser etching, and did some awesome coasters for us. So if you want your own laser etching, you can go look them up. Our contact information's in the description section of the video.
Even does keychains too. They're nice and cute.
So, and they do custom work. So, whatever you want. All right.
Anyway, besides that, is that all we got for today? Anything else?
Well, we have something else later to show you, but that's exciting.
Yeah.
Shush.
Don't want to miss this episode.
Stop it. Anyway, but without further ado, let's begin episode 9, part 1 of Together We Roll.
Yeah.
We need a theme song.
Where's Pippin?
Wait.
We have one.
Shit. No, I mean we need one that goes not.
We have one. We just need another one.
The show's like a cold open, and then there's like a big
Hard open?
Davros.
It's in one.
I know where
No.
7 syllables.
I'd love to do something like that if we want to go there.
Okay. a little bit of recap so that everyone's on the same page of where we ended last time. After finding the city of Zion, after dealing with some road hazards of apparently a family of wyverns trying to get some food, you quickly taking care of them with minor wounds.
Sure.
Yeah, well,
Minor.
babies are nasty with the poison, alright? After harvesting them and moving on, after being greeted with hospitality of basically looters, and them doing their thing that had a cannon in the cart, you decided to move on and finish up the last bit of your journey to the city of Zion.
I'm so sorry. I forgot to do the reveal on our screen for Sunny.
God damn it. It's all ruined. We gotta start over.
No.
No, that's alright.
People, we can't do 100 push-ups every time we make a mistake. We would die.
No, you would just be really well.
Yes,
All right,
exactly.
Sunny, Sunny's up. Sunny is up.
Either A, we would survive and look like a Greek god, only on the top part.
That's okay. That's the only part
My
that matters.
apologies.
Yeah.
That's the only part that
My apologies for interrupting the background.
Now we got Sunny. Anyway, you finally found yourself looking at the city of Zion. The brain aneurysm. Anyway, the enduring city of Zion. The very last city, literally the last place that is retaining the current border between your empire and what used to be the enemy empire with their dark magics of the Kodel dynasty. Did you just huff something? Oh, jeez. I just heard. And then you lifted back. I'm like, what?
It's more like
I
sand.
can't fall asleep if I'm eating.
Likewise, yes, just don't snort it.
Not actually.
Who told us what to do?
No comment.
Oh, we're gonna be all over the place
Yes.
today. I can already
It
tell
is.
that.
It is near Halloween, so there's a lot of Halloween candy going on.
Sure.
Okay. Back to it.
I'm so sorry, microphone.
You find the city design. You notice that they're still repairing the damage between the War of the Burning Lands, which was the three-way, basically free-for-all between three kingdoms that battle of the fisticuffs and eventually just stopped. No one won, and it was just a big waste of time and life and money. There's a big shanty town surrounding this this giant city that don't allow anyone without a job to inside the city because they are simply over capacity and barely staying up as they are. They are still recovering, even though it's been 17 years since the War of the Burning Lands, and the shanty towns have greatly reduced because of it, thanks to some relief clauses, so to speak. Before entering the shanty town, you luckily remembered that you guys are still wanted, for some of you, and have very big bounties, and decided to put somewhat of a disguise on and create an entertainment group / bodybuilding group on this side of the table. Yeah. / tank.
Yes, I've got the ass.
And especially since it was National Not Give a Fuck Day, thanks to
This
the
is the
dice
last one?
of the soldiers rolling 1s, 2s, 4s, 1s, 2s, you got into the city of Zion relatively with no issue. And thanks to the posters, thanks to Hazel, you looked at the posters and found out that there was a big bounty on those wyverns that you happened to take care of. So you went to the Screeching Mountain, a dwarven adventuring guild of some sort, after having a bit of a situation happen, whereas you learned a little something about horses, where you tried to be being your
Yes, we
normal
learned.
acrobatic self, but unfortunately made a bad decision to pull the mane of a warhorse and change the direction from down the street into a magical shop, or a strange
The only
shopkeeper,
magical shop.
cute shopkeeper of a female half pseudo, half fey dragon, pseudo dragon, kept its shop of magic wares. And Krassu paid up a hefty 500 gold piece. Please don't call the cops on this. Fine. As you made your way with a little bit more attention on you now. You got your gold. You went to the sky ship, had a bit of conversations on the way, and as the night came over, as the sun disappeared, as a few of you were separated to go get some materials before the ship arrived, the sky ship, a finch landed.
Yeah.
Normal finch, right in front of Derek, in front of his face as he was keeping watch, and just one of the finches that were just flying around in the area landed in front of you, and as the light disappeared over the, well, in this case, over the buildings of the city, as it gets just grasped by darkness, its skin turned transparent, along with its muscle, revealing nothing but bone. As it made unnervingly direct eye contact to first Darian, and then Sunny before flying off.
Shit.
So,
That seems bad.
Friend of yours?
Mine? Why would you say mine?
Just
Do I look transparent?
No.
Okay.
Just wondering if you made some friends.
You were actually asking. I was asking.
Only places, yes.
No, but that's unnerving.
Maybe somebody's trying to keep an eye on.
This is on the watch, right?
Maybe it's a blessing.
Or
You're there too. Hitch.
no, is this over on the watch or
So, you see any of that before?
This was at the cart where you guys parked it off to the side while you're waiting for the skyship.
were we on like our watches for the night?
No, you have not.
This is
it
morning,
not
or-
true. You have not. You guys packed up and got ready for the night.
Okay.
But a few people went off, which was Ek, God, Sparks, and I think that was it. That went off to the magic shop.
I think it was just
and I
three.
think everyone else stayed at the cart.
The rest of us stayed in safety and not going out with the guards.
I may have some connection to that. I don't know why.
Okay.
Cause, yeah.
It looked at me first. Maybe it's friend of Flan.
Oh, that's true.
He says no.
You're keeping watch. I'd keep watch.
Yes. If it comes back, should I shoot it?
No.
Can you catch it?
I can shoot it.
Swear to God, do not shoot anything within the wall.
Yeah. The city's probably not a good place to be shooting their wildlife. With our luck, there's some kind of archdruid here who will just wipe us all out for killing a bird.
Just
It was a
stay away from the animals, please. For 2 days.
Yeah, let's just hope the others get back so we can leave on the boat.
That's not a normal animal. That's something undead. You see the skeleton.
While you're having this conversation,
Nothing but
so
bones.
you catch this first. Davros having the highest passive perception.
Yeah.
You catch this first. A unnerving feeling of just a chill in the air as you notice the draft horse just start bucking and moving around and making strange noises, and even the war horse seems to be swaying back and forth.
Aw,
when it's
shit.
stabled.
That cannot be good.
As Derek is talking to Sonny, notice an unusual amount of shadow energy leaving his hands, just pouring along the arm, bits parts of the neck where the skin is exposed on the robes.
You're leaking.
As Sonny, you feel the very core where you have the core of your heat just instantly turn to ice, feels like it. As shadows just pour and leave your body entirely. As you just have to, as you grit your teeth in pain, as it just feels like ice energy is just leaving, as this a waterfall of black mist leaves his body, as you see the mist going through his chest. A paw made of shadow, but more grotesque and taut with skin, where you can see the muscle tendons made of shadow just ripple as it reaches through his chest. And another one. And then a big, wide, toothy maw of some sort of shadow hound pierces through his chest and eventually completely leaves his body like a spectre.
Puppy.
As it turns around with dark, red pinpoint, not really eyes, but as more like lights of where its eyes are used to be. As you see, the rest of the body is where it has resemblance of a hound, but its body and it just exudes shadow energy. As you see in the very cores of it, where its front paws remain, but back legs are more ghostly and shadowy and don't really have true form. You see the solid mass and its body like taut against its body and almost looks like undead in nature, but seems to have another sickly form to it as it just stares down the person it just crawled out of.
You didn't tell me you had a pet too.
Did you do that on purpose?
Go get the bird.
As you pointing at this and just changing the subject immediately, the horse is starting just to, and the other horses that are nearby. Luckily, you're in the cart and it's a little shelter, but the horses seem to be going a little riled up at this point. As you hear it echoing rolling,
Easy, boy. Easy.
as it almost seems like it had 3-4 different growls at the same time. So in the head, and suddenly it flies straight like a shadowy rod towards the finch. As now you hear a bunch of birds going off as it goes up, out, and out of eyesight.
Okay, so he's trained.
How'd you fit him in your robes this whole
Eck and
time?
Sparks come walking down the road with Gaw.
You're
Well, you're
okay.
still going to the magic shop.
Oh, we're still at the magic shop?
You're still
Yeah.
going to the magic shop.
Oh, I thought we were coming back. I thought we were coming back from
We
the
just
magic
left,
shop
huh?
already.
No, you just left.
All right.
That thing comes
The best things happen when you do
I'm
leave.
going to stab
Don't you
him.
know that?
Meanwhile, on the tank team,
If that thing comes back, I'm going to stab it.
Then meanwhile, the tank team.
Hi.
Stabbing the
Maybe
dog.
not.
it's his puppy.
Did you have something to do with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I look into my shoulder.
Still there.
That's still the.
It's still the same, yeah.
Oh.
And you're cold right now. It's like
You look
Really
like you were in
cool.
pain, like it was attacking you.
Well, yeah.
it just sucked you all of the body heat essentially as it left your body.
Yeah. Don't kill my doggies.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
What's his name?
Don't rip on the side of its head either.
What's his name?
Fluffy.
That's a shadow.
Seen that before?
What's the name? Shadow.
We're walking down the street toward the magic shop.
Okay.
I bet they're going to be real bored until we get back.
Eck, Gaw, and Sparks, after getting the instruments, and which is pretty fast, as he knows what he wants, he knows what's the good stuff, and he kind of indulges a little bit.
He's got the money.
It's his money.
Yeah.
Well, it's my money that I gave him.
Well,
But
You
You paid him for the potion that saved your life.
he definitely goes for the upper end model ones, not the low end models that he's always been using. He's like, bless you. But as the sun is going away, as you start to see these small lights, not poles, not like light poles, but they're the ones that go onto the buildings themselves. They're lamps, basically, gas lamps,
Really?
This has gas.
some sort of gas nature,
Or is it magical?
or arcana.
Okay. I'll try.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Sure, the tank team can roll Arcana. Not.
Actually, it's intelligence based, so it's not bad. Could be worse. 7.
It lights.
Right.
It's a positive, not a negative. So
Yeah.
we're
So-
getting somewhere.
Yeah, 7. It's old magic.
Magic.
Old magic. Yeah, fire magic, probably. You don't know.
Continuously burning flame.
You have no idea.
All right.
Maybe it's the magical kingdom.
Make sure it's you
Maybe
that
I don't
you're
know.
sitting down.
But you've never really seen pipes,
What does that do?
so that does say something.
I don't see pipes anywhere, so.
As far as you know, with your low ass perception check. Yeah.
My positive is 11.
You make it to the shop as you see small little lights. As you see small fairies taking comparatively to them, big shards of glass and are slowly trying to put it together like jigsaw puzzle.
Ooh, very pretty.
Yeah, as you see another one with a small brush going through with the pieces that they find to get it back together, but they're still trying to put it together like a puzzle. As you see another one seem to etch several lines into the damaged parts to re-etch it essentially, since the mending doesn't keep the etching.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have to re-etch it, and it's
No, the mending turns it back to glass, not the etched glass.
yeah. which is great for if you want to erase the etching work. Good to know. And you also see the small little pseudo dragon, which you never got the name of, and you weren't there.
Who doesn't know me?
Who doesn't know you, but definitely gathers the attention as a big walking metal man, big turtle, and the small little guy in the background just kind of ding ding and just attuning his new instrument and just kind of revving it down in the background. Seeing the small pseudo dragon with the now that there's not a lot of light on it, as you see the the flame lights from these torches essentially bouncing off it, you notice that her color, her true pseudo dragon color, is more of a dirty gray, or almost like a clay color. But it's also has a sheen of prismatic coloring that reflects the light to make it almost look like it's a rainbow dragon. But in less light situations, it's more of it shows its true colors.
So like a fey pseudo-dragon.
Yes, it definitely has fey properties. As you see, the pseudo-dragon doesn't have the claw tips on the ends of its wings. It's more rounded, and her wings is more has a blue tint to it, and has darker blues at the edges of it with highlights, and it almost like a butterfly effect to them. Has a pattern. As she takes the half spectacles off her face, that is more reduced and more wider, and has a slightly illuminate glow to its yellow eyes that carries a bit strange draconic, like a friendly grandmother, almost kind of deal. She takes her spectacles off that still dangle on the bead necklace around her, and let me double check the name real quick.
So we open the door and it's like the bell.
Well, you don't even get there. She's overseeing the project that's been fixing.
Is she outside?
The security now big window. No, she's inside, but she's handing glasses and getting pieces because the glass has a lot of it inside. She took it inside so people want to step on it when people are still going to the streets. But you now see the damage of what happened, and this is the first time you see the damage. She looks over. Welcome. My voice. Trying to remember her voice. Anyway, sir, welcome to the Cheerful Winged Arcanist. We are open. I know the stay. And she kind of makes eye contact with you and goes, oh.
I was just a passenger.
Good to know.
But I wish to send my apologies for my friend's actions. But he does like you.
Really?
I don't think you're helping her.
Yes.
Roll a general charisma check.
No charisma people going.
There's God.
Oh, give me a natural 20. Come on, give me a natural 20. Please give me a natural 20. Come on.
First roll of the night. Let's see.
Ooh, not too bad.
Just a general straight up.
Straight up. 15.
Oh, okay. You're not proficient in persuasion, are you?
No, I am not.
So it's 15. She goes, with a bit more of a, she had just like, great, more problem, to a surprised and unsure expression of, oh.
He just doesn't know how to say it. But we wanted to come and say apologies and also to maybe buy some things. Is this what you want?
Yes, I am looking for two primary things.
And then we might also have maybe a letter, some way that you can talk with him later on.
She seemed a little distracted at the moment, halfway through the conversation as she's playing with a bit of glass.
But you get your things.
Please.
I just need healing kits. That's all I need.
I have plenty.
And healing potions. Yeah.
I have a lot. Please come in. Please come in. As you
God's
see, the rest of
coming.
the building is a narrow. It's in between. It looks like it was built in place of an alleyway, but it's a very tall building. It's like 3 stories tall. But where it's red tint stone building, it's covered in vines and very thick-leaved plants that almost have a resemble of a plant shop, but has been changed to some sort of arcane means.
So I'm assuming I'm having to walk sideways through hallways.
It's actually quite big for the door. Quite literally, its front is that little window area that they were currently repairing. And you notice there is a hole where the bench is, where the warhorse probably put a foot through the wooding.
Gotcha.
Yeah, which they are still repairing, but they're. And you notice another fairy's picking up like feather bits.
Is there anything that's heavy that needs help being picked up?
No, not right now. But the door and that pretty much take up the entire front area. And the door is a good 7 feet wide, 10 feet tall.
Okay, so I fit comfortably.
Yeah, you fit comfortably. It looks like, especially with her size, it's definitely not a door that she would use.
She probably has like a little nook that she flies in.
Make a perception check.
Was just speculating.
You don't see it.
I'm not.
Yeah. And when you get inside, it's
Oh, good.
actually a very nice, and you are immediately assailed, but pleasantly assailed, with blooming wildlife of various flowers, senses, and
I like this place.
yeah, it's basically nature. It's quite literally walking into a flower shop, but as you look across, you notice that the racks of various items that have been placed very particularly, of various things.
So the nice rack.
I'll just give this to you as you guys start inspecting the shop, because you don't have high perception.
Neither one of us are doing
I
it.
have
No.
decent.
No, you have
God.
11. So I'll give this to you. I'll give it to you. As you guys get closer, you notice that
Handicap.
these very fine and lightweight and well-made racks are actually hundreds of twisted vines still living. As you see leaves of various different seasonal greeting are off of them, and you notice that the racks themselves are woven of various vines into a tight weave to make the various shelving, along with various flowers here and there.
What's
that
that?
actually give the fragrance.
A druid? What's that?
She's most likely from the Fae.
As you hear, as she lands on the top shelf, meaning eyes to you at the top shelf.
7 feet.
Yeah, she's the size of maybe a cat, and a small cat to say the least. She goes, well, welcome to. As she kind of, sorry about that. Welcome to the Cheerful Winged Arcanist. How can I serve you?
I'm looking for something to help me see in the dark.
See in the dark, we definitely have mononcles of dark vision, or we have a massive dark vision, and also we have basic goggles as well, if you wish to have that.
The issue I have is I am not of a biological nature, and
I can see that, yes.
I do not know if you have anything that
I-
would work for me.
I disagree. You are biological. There's something going on inside that middle box of you.
Personally, you're the first I've ever met.
On that we can agree.
Let's find out, yeah? I'm a little excited.
To
As she
find out if
flies
I'm-
off,
To find if I am biological.
she comes back with a pair of nice, almost like welder goggles that go onto your face and just kind of puts on the top shelf and just kind of points with her small little paw.
I take it because I have 4 eyes.
Put it on?
Does it look like it would fit?
No. It's auto adjustable.
My eyes and then goggle size.
Yep.
That's right.
Just
Putting it
trust
through
me.
one,
Just
put it
do
through
it.
one
Just do
eye
it.
or something.
I try and kind of put it over the head.
As you put it over your head and start to pull, but not too much because in fear of breaking it, because you break it, you buy it.
Yeah.
Policy, which you've learned a couple times. You start to stop pulling, but just as you're about to stop, it goes over and eventually grows in size in order to properly fit. And you notice that, well, you notice that it's no longer a single round. It's almost like a nut.
Changed shape. And it
And
actually.
you notice the sort of dragon just, huh. What are my manners? My name is Ernest. And she just kind of leads in.
Heck.
Nice to meet you.
My friends call me Sparks.
What do you call yourself, dear?
Sparks is the only name I was given.
I was
The
thinking.
only other
I was
name I know
thinking.
is-
I was thinking.
Bless
Call
you.
yourself self, but But
The only other name I know is my serial number.
I will call you Sparks unless you give me another name. Otherwise, I'm trying to be polite here and you're making it difficult.
Sparks full effects.
Moving on. That will
your
be
serial
roughly.
number better not be WD-40.
It's an uncommon.
It is now.
Not
No,
that-
it can't be.
That item will be 200 gold pieces, and I know that you do have coin, as you did give me quite a bit of it. So I will give you a little bit of a discount for
I gave you a little bit.
an interesting introduction, to say the least.
Sorry.
For one bit of information, what is the name of that unusual fellow?
Which one?
The one who,
The one with the smash car.
Which one?
Derek.
She just has that face of confusion of,
Derek.
dear.
Derek. Don't tell her about the other times. Derek. It's this time. Derek. The one who was, is all in black. Yeah, Derek.
Meanwhile, I'm counting my gold.
Derek. He kept talking about you.
Roll another
Smart
persuasion
people
check.
buying too.
Okay, here we go.
I'm not saying anything.
Don't be the only Derek in the world.
Woohoo! Oh, it's not too good. It's not bad either.
Looks like that.
Persuasion? It's gonna be just normal, I think. Yep. 11, straight up.
She's just kind of scratching her neck, just a little coy, as she makes direct eye contact with you and says, "Over flattery is not a welcome here, dear." But I appreciate.
Well,
Yes.
he could say it better.
Well, tell him that I'll be open anytime you wish.
Excellent.
Not that way.
Two other things.
Or maybe that. We don't
Do you happen to have an immovable rod?
I do.
Do you happen to have an item to assist with climbing?
Well, an immovable rod would help.
Perhaps a self-climbing rope?
Unfortunately, ropes of climbing have been bought out,
Makes sense.
especially with the shipyard of skies, usually.
That would make sense. Last thing.
However, looking as she looks you over, I do have, as she points over to the back room where you see a nice shield and a couple of long sword and great swords, and a rapier.
Anything that looks like it might fit me?
And a rapier.
Well, with all due respect, nothing would fit you.
If it's a tunable, it'll fit.
You are assuming,
Generally it expands.
but she did point over there.
Before I go over there, one last thing.
Are you going to pay for the goggles?
Yes. I have 200 gold.
Still holding the gap. She did 150.
200.
She just points onto the area that she is because she literally handed in sacks the size of
It's a
her.
nice thing.
Yeah, so-
She just points.
Because I didn't pay for any of that.
As you see her start chanting in Sylvan. Actually, since you know Sylvan.
Then I'm going to start speaking in Sylvan after this.
Well, and
After this.
yeah. And you notice that the leaves perk up, take the gold, and start moving it towards the countertop in the back.
Perhaps an interesting trick, I say in Sylvan.
Oh. She just looks at you, takes up her glasses.
What's happening?
He's going after her.
What did you need again?
The last thing I
Healing.
No,
We have a couple of potions.
not that.
If that's what you're interested in.
We are.
You know, I just imagine the rest of the group is outside the window just looking in. At this point.
The one thing that I wanted
We're
to
not
say.
going into
sorry.
town.
Nope. screw
Something
that.
for
Look, Ek is smooth.
She
I would.
flies off again.
Yeah, with that zero modifier.
I have one last thing I was looking for.
He's
Something that keep me from falling. Or an item of slow fall.
I would.
Or
But certain people are keeping me here at the wagon.
Yep.
You damn right.
Hold on, let me double
We don't
check.
want to see you go.
slow fall, feather
A
fall.
lot of horses in
She,
this
she
town.
goes back to the back
Same.
counter, which, again, the back counter, even though it's not a shelving, you notice that it's artistically created.
I like
in
animals.
plant matter. As you see various twisting of vines and woods that used to be trees and other bushes that have created a solid mass of a living wardrobe, essentially. But on the bottom, you don't see any dirt. You see a nice paved area, along with a various hint of dirt here and there at the very points of where they stand. But there's no like pots of dirt or anything like that.
Intriguing.
And you notice that the various lights in the room are just small, colorful balls of light that are lining the corners of the room. As she starts rustling through paperwork, reminding me what she has. Staff of Defense, Staff of Talents, Skyblinder Staff, Seeker Gun, Grimace Flying, Collect Displacement, Decanter Things of Slot. Where are my potions? Where are my potions?
While she's looking at that, I'm going to go off to the corner that she was pointing me to.
Okay. Looking at the shield and looking at the sword. Looking at the shield first. You notice it's a nice half-wing shield. Not a tower shield, but a good hefty shield. Made of iron and wood. Steel and wood, my bad. It has a nice flowing arc where the wood and the steel are working into a tangent that make an art piece of a flower in front of it. Where the flower itself is wood and the outline of it is steel.
Decorative.
Decorative, yeah.
Functional.
Well, hopefully it's functional. And with the card underneath it, giving the basic understanding what it is basically a shield of +1. It is at 120 gold pieces.
That's pretty cheap.
Basic enchantment.
It is. It is.
Let's see, must be different here.
And of the weapons?
And that'll add a +3 to your AC, right? Because
Yes.
shield has
Well, he
+2.
already has a shield,
I
so
already
it would add a
showed
+1.
+2, so that
It would add a
on top of that, so it'd be
+1.
But if I did a shield, it would add 3, wouldn't it?
Well, the longsword next to it, you also see a rapier of fine gold. It's basically a noble's weapon. It's been stapled to the wall by vines that are holding it into place. It's very living in this room. As you notice that the walls itself has just layers of planery and flowers all over it.
I'm interested in a rapier.
But on a rapier, no, that's the walls. The rapier itself is curved in a way that almost looks like a flame with
I'm
gold
interested.
and oranges.
I'm not there, yeah.
Yeah, no, you just I'm interested. Why are you interested? I don't know.
I'm trying to telepathically say, hey, it's my birthday, buy me a present.
And however, when you're looking at the very edge of it, it has a very nice sheen to it, and it has micro, like reverse pawns of it. But as soon as you look away for half a second, they're not there.
Just enhance.
And underneath it, it would explain basically it's a vicious rapier.
Ooh.
So, which is basically, and it's also a +1. 400 gold pieces. And basically, if you do a natural 20, well, first of all, it's +1 to attack and damage, and a natural 20, it will do additional 7 points of piercing damage. On top of the normal things that you get from a natural, from a critical success.
Yeah.
For the longsword, it's the basic longsword, +1.
I had that.
However, it's one of those longsword that it's a solid thing of steel, and it has a hook at the end of it. Yeah.
So the opposite is
Yeah, it's very orcish in design.
interesting.
It's like a cleaver.
How much is that one?
I'll probably buy the
But that's
longsword,
that's a
or
longsword.
The
though.
great sword is a traditional great sword. However, on the hilt it has what looks to be 2 knights pointing in either directions for the hilt. So they're back to back in the pointing
Yeah,
in
that's
either
cool.
direction. Yeah. The great sword and the long sword. Basic is that's a uncommon item if you remember correctly.
the greatsword. Yeah.
Well, no, +1 sword is an uncommon.
Yeah, it's uncommon.
Yeah, that would be for each one. It would be 100 gold pieces.
It's pretty good damage.
Average.
I would average.
And then suddenly you hear have. Sorry about that. As she takes out a list, I have an ever smoke bottle. If you're interested in that.
What?
Ever smoking bottle. Basically, you pull the cap, and it'll just just create a bunch of smoke. We have potions of health. We have we have a growing potion. Makes you bigger or smaller. Your decision.
I wonder if that would work on me.
Ooh.
I thought you were putting this.
She just kind of covers her face for a moment. I don't know. I'm willing. Well, after you buy it, I'm willing to try. However, I would give you half the money back if it does not work, as you would give me information on possible different things I would need to do in order to serve your type of people. Or people that do not have mouths.
My type of people.
People that do not have mouths. Do you have a mouth, dear? You know underneath the faceplate, you do have what are holes where your mouth would be. Along with a symbol on top of your forehead.
It's just not physically moving jaw, but just has holes.
No.
Yes.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
That's not a very specific answer.
Besides that, a lot of our potions are being bought out. But we do have a growth potion, and we also have shrinking potion, same thing. And then we have healing potions of every variety up to greater health.
Gah, how much money do you have left that I gave you?
He hands you 400 back.
Oh, good.
I would like to purchase your
He
shield.
still spent 100 gold pieces in instruments.
Okay, he spent a lot less than I thought he did. So, but 100 gold pieces in instruments, that's a lot. Okay, but he spent a lot less than I thought he did. All right, so we can have money to buy. I do have the party treasure. Do you think the party would mind if I buy some healing potions with it?
It is for the party. I would assume that.
I currently have 6 normal healths. I have 2 greater healings. Let me look at it.
How much do the greater healings cost?
So bad. Oh, things are out of place. Exhaustion, lifestyle expenses.
He has the things written on his DM screen.
Yeah, which is what I'm looking for. However, it's been placed in different orders than I'm used to.
Well, just the left or right. Just the left or right was only switched. So
I think they're on that side.
Yeah, I'm looking over here now.
They should be over there.
well, looking for the standard cost.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so health potions are common. Greater healing is uncommon, and then superior is rare. She has 1 superior, which is 8d4 plus 8, and that's going to go for a good. That's going to go a good 3,000 gold pieces.
Never mind.
Greater healing, which is 44 plus 4, which is uncommon. Each one of those costs 150 each. And then the normal healing, which is 2d4 plus 2, which she has 6 of. She'll sell them for a good 30 gold pieces.
Ooh. All right.
If you buy them in a cluster, all 6 of them, she'll sell it for 20 gold pieces.
Each.
Each, of course.
So 120.
Not total. That's a super sale, man.
These are 30 individually, but if you buy 6, I'll give it to you for 20.
So 6.
So there's 6 of the small ones, which is 2d4 plus 4. That's right, 2d4
Plus 2.
Gotta
2.
shut those
Sorry.
deals.
And then she has 2 of the greater healing, and then she has 1 of the superior.
All right. What's the greater? That's 44 plus 4, and that runs for 150 each.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
She'll do 125 when you buy both.
I buy both of those, so that would be 125.
So you buy both of those.
Does that shield look like it'll fit me?
And then there'd
it
be
seems a little
120 for the
small.
rest. So 1, 2. There you go. I will buy them all. I will buy the 6 and the 2.
She just snaps her fingers.
I spent all the money.
4 of the 6 fairies that
And
were
I'm buying my own.
doing the puzzle of glass
1, 2, 3, 50,
fly
60.
through the air and grab one by one the bottles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the 6 bottles plus 2, and make a small case for you.
That gives me 390 left.
I also have Potion of climbing, now that I found my list. Potion of comprehension. Potion of growth. And then I have a general potion of resistance of fire and lightning.
What does the potion of growth cost?
She goes back. That one will go for, I'll say, you've been buying a lot. 200 gold. A little harder to make than life.
Alright.
Also rarer than these cases.
What the hell?
And she holds a small vial that has a small black bead that expands and shrinks and then expands and shrinks again.
Alright, I'll pick that up. That's my own personal growth. Alright,
And
I'm done.
There's now just like a stream of gold of where she
Oh.
was standing and where you've been placing it down as these leaves have just been slowly taking it away and placing it in the background wherever it goes.
I'm done.
It's like a conveyor belt.
Yeah, quite literally at this point. But
Sweep.
for her size,
Sweep.
this is how she
Sweep.
handles her show.
Sweet.
Well,
I'm interested in your shield.
potion of growth for you. I will give you, well, for potions and stuff like that, I don't make index cards.
Fine, thank you, so I can refer to it. And then it's a great sword that is +1,
Yes.
and that is 100.
Yes. 90 for you, dear.
All right, I'll get it in case because I have no magic fighting capability. If we run into something that requires magic, I will get it. It suits me. It's got a hook on it.
Okay. Please place the gold down
90.
and place your hand on it. She speaks in Sylvan again, chants in Sylvan again, and the sword no longer is attached and just falls as you grab it. It is too heavy for me.
I'm gonna get the shield.
If I remember correctly, that was 150?
120.
120, thank you.
So I'm gonna
This is a +1. So
basically. So the way that my shield is mounted to my arm is it literally just mounted on my arm?
This one will not, the original one that you had actually stapled in, very much like because yours special design of Warforged. Even your father figure said that you're one of the kind and possibly one of the very first of your kind. Possibly, theoretically, maybe, he doesn't know. But how your armor clicks in is very much how your shield clicks in, where it has various different parts where you just click it in for like maybe a ½ inch into your body and it just locks in. This one does not have that, it's just straps.
So just double shielding.
I mean, you can do that, but your attacks will definitely diminish. You don't have shield bashing as one of your exotic fighting styles.
Yet.
Yet, that is true.
Wasn't there like a feat way back when where you could actually do shields?
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a homebrewed feat somewhere out there, but
Oh,
I
it's
don't
an
know.
official one.
it's called the Captain. It's called the Captain America feat. Haven't you seen
No,
that?
that's a totally different edition.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the shield.
I also have a potion of climbing, but that's more climbing that,
Climbing is not something I have an issue with.
yes, removable rod, yes?
Yes.
She flies away, comes back.
Or perhaps an item of slow fall, if you have that as well.
Rather of featherfall, I do not have at the moment. I do apologize. I do have the Everspoke bottle, staff of flowers. I noticed that one of you seem to be fighting with no weapons, preferably. She points at a rather tough-looking hard steel oak staff in the corner over there. Might be to her liking. It's known as the staff of defense.
Oh,
You're not
Not
here.
that kind of
Not
stuff.
here. I want a cool new weapon.
Well, we have a balloon of flying.
I have one.
What?
It's an uncommon item, dear. You're going on the sky ship tonight, aren't you?
The immovable rod will suit me better.
Very well.
Give him my weight.
That will be for 400 gold pieces.
A room of flying. Why would you want to do that?
Well, you can
I
fly.
really wish it was Darwin with the earrings. Buy me a longbow.
Wrong campaign.
In that case, I'm not going to buy the shield, and I just want the immovable rod.
Very well. Please place it back on the wall. She chants again and
Oh, I was talking. I didn't actually grab it off the wall yet.
Oh, I thought you gave her the
When are they gonna go shopping? I may have to sit there.
So I'm just going to get the immovable rod.
Alright.
That'll empty out everything that I have,
Oh yeah.
except for like 4 gold.
I'm gonna sit there.
I'll give you the index card when I
Go.
have it.
Yeah.
But for now, that's
Shall we return to our group?
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you very much for the patronage and
Can there a letter or something I can pass to Derek?
What?
I mean I can send a message to him right now. if you wish.
Oh, I'm sure he would like to get a message from you. Yes, that's good. How does that work?
She flies away for a moment, goes behind the counter.
Oh,
and
apparently
comes back with
when you give a message, you leave.
and then comes back with a
What, bird?
bit of parchment that has arcane scrolling around it. I could. What would you like me to write for the message?
Well, whatever. I'm not into this.
I believe the term is you've dug this hole.
And
For
I believe
yourself.
the term is that I'm into him and I want to see him again.
Well, you write what you want to write. I don't know how this works.
I will not tell you such bashful things, dear.
I believe it is time for us to
Very
leave.
well. I will tell him what I think you want to say.
She slides it over and just kind of pops herself in a very amused state.
Pick up the quill or whatever and start.
She has a quill and everything.
Wow.
Scratching the paper, destroying the quill.
Thank you for crashing into my shop. We would not have met otherwise. Come see me anytime. There.
Through the paper.
Both her eyes are closed as you took your time writing this message with an excessive amount of ink.
Seeping through the paper completely.
That almost has the borderline. You know, one of those letters that you see that has all the cutout letters.
Those are referred to as serial killer letters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, but this one's a little worse because it's kind of seeping down.
It's like looking like a workshop. It's looking like a workshop drawing. And there's,
Yeah. So you hand it back. Both her eyes are closed. She turns it over, dips her finger into the ink, and starts writing.
Oh, that's better.
And speaks and just leans down, cuts her a little paw around her mouth, and speaks something as the paper suddenly energizes and just becomes vibrant with energy and lifts up and crumples and folds very neatly into a small little bird and flies off
Like an origami bird.
like an origami bird.
No.
What's happened after?
Derek! Like a
Derek's on the
bullet,
hunt for
you
weird
see
birds
a
that are in
bird
front of him.
made of some strange
stab it.
substance flying towards you at 60 feet per second.
Oh my god!
Not per second, but 60,
Around
60
10 feet per second.
Yeah.
That's pretty quick.
And then as soon as it almost rams you, it stops, lands very directly in front of you, and then unfolds gently in front. Where you see the serial killer. You're not quite sure what to make of it.
Does it say what I said it said? What-
Yes, yes.
Exactly how you wrote it.
You notice that there's also a message on the back. It says, "Your friends are quite amusing." Well, actually, what languages do you speak?
Common, Dwarven.
Elven?
Elven, Sylvan, Abyssal, Undercommon.
Nope, just common and Dwarven.
Flemish.
If it's Elvish or Sylvan,
Look,
All of
don't
us
you?
speak.
You must speak the language of love.
It's Elven, as far as you can tell, and you can't read it.
What? Elvin? What? Really?
We're all sitting
Elvin?
with
You know 1 and 2 half
You
elves,
have-
so.
He was a guy that crashed through his window, surrounded by elves.
Fair enough.
Bad judgment on that part.
What you doing, Derek?
I didn't pay attention. I
I got
walked
a
away.
message, but I can't
So
see.
first the bone bird, now a paper bird.
Well, you can read one side of it.
Can we?
Yeah, what's the one side I can't read?
It says, what does it say again?
It says in a scrawling print that's bloody, like just
It's black.
oozing black ink. It says, "Thank you for crashing into my shop. Otherwise, we would never have met. Come stop by anytime."
But of course, it's much more intense. With
Sorry.
All in caps.
I do not think she wrote this,
Can we see it?
but she probably wrote it on the other side.
What does it say?
What's it say?
I don't recognize this language.
May I see it?
Oh, I know this.
Wait. This would sound better if you read it.
speaking through Davros, it is a get your sexy ass over here. I wish to have a conversation with you in private.
Say it.
Do I need to? Get your sexy ass over there. I wish to have a conversation with you in private.
See? Doesn't that sound better from him?
That does.
Yes, it does.
I want to argue, but no, it does.
There you go.
Your friends are quite interesting
Your friends are quite interesting.
and have deep pockets.
And have deep pockets. Did you?
What?
You all paid for the repairs, I assume?
Yeah, we paid for the repairs. That's why we're broke. I have like 90 gold.
But we have wyvern money, so we should be good soon.
Yeah, we have good party funds.
Does anything after the deep pockets?
No, there's a small signature with one of the eyes, the Y, having a heart above it.
I'm so glad I have 50 gold left.
So, you know how like sometimes you dot the I with the heart?
Yeah.
She put the heart over the Y? I don't know if she's trying to be funny or if she just doesn't understand how that works. Not that I've read, a million love notes, but I've probably read more than her.
Turn it upside down.
Rude.
That was rude. I feel like that was rude.
Oh! Turn it upside down.
Yeah. No, I see it. There. Invitation, I feel like it's very specific.
Well, I understood what you said, so perhaps we should go visit.
I vote no.
They said they were buying
But you
stuff.
don't have
I know,
to-
but if you go out into the city and get yourself arrested, it doesn't matter if you have sex.
Who said anything about that?
Turn the left. No, you can't read out.
I can't read it, Alvin. He wrote it. He read it to me.
Yeah, but if
Art is universal language. Art is a universal language. So
If
I
I was standing
get that
in the
part.
mirror and I said those words to myself, I would.
Art
be
is
Are
a
we
universal. Yes,
walking
art
back?
is a universal language. I get that.
If
Yes.
you're done, yeah, you can walk back.
Yes.
okay.
I understand.
It was a symbol of the heart, not like a heart.
Anatomical
A
heart.
symbol of a heart.
Checking.
Yeah, no. Much more sexy than an anatomically correct heart. But
That's a really skilled artist.
yeah,
She whispered on it or something. Whatever. It's just. How long before the boat gets here?
you don't really have
All
time
night,
clock.
basically.
They said sometime during the night it should be arriving. It has not arrived yet. More carts are arriving. You notice that next to you are various similar sized carts as yours with various big equipment that are being dropped off in preparations of look like they're delivering cargo that's needing to be picked up by the ship that's arriving. As you see various crew hands that are moving things around, and it's not very quiet.
As far as the shop from here?
A few
The one we
blocks.
crashed into?
It's not in the Noble District.
There's no we in that.
I don't know how far it is. I didn't go in.
She said just take you and your sexy
Block
ass.
from my memory. Yeah, don't forget your sexy ass.
Okay.
He has a donkey.
We're not
I
about
hope
to.
this is the
We're
we're
not
striking
about to
back.
send him by himself, though, right?
This part we're striking back.
No, it probably
Oh,
shouldn't
don't
send
worry
it
about it.
No.
I can take care of myself.
I'll say
Just take Flan with you
This
just
is
in
where
case you run
everyone
into
is.
trouble.
this is where I say
You can
God
send it to me if you
and
need help.
Sparks return with various new pieces of equipment.
Cool. All right, we made lots of good choices.
I have goggles on.
Glad to hear it.
I don't believe you.
Well, here.
You have.
I,
Do you have our money?
I reach in and
Glasses?
I pass out a potion for you. Potion for you. A potion for you.
I'm more
Potion
confident.
for you. Potion for you.
Oh wait, we already bought our tickets. That's right.
And
That's right.
a potion. Flan doesn't get one. I don't have enough.
No, I already have
One
one stuff.
for-
I was hoping for
One
my
for
money.
you.
I bought healing stuff a long time ago.
You don't have all in.
You're hoping for your money.
I was hoping for money. I spent all mine on a window.
I wonder
That's right,
if he
I
did
owe
not
you.
crash.
How much did you pay for that? How much?
Oh, cell phone.
I owe you 300. I will pay you back.
It's okay. It's okay. I just need the wyvern money and I'm good.
We used the wyvern money to buy the
Let's
tickets
go
on the
and-
ship.
No, if you
Those-
use
For now.
different potions.
There was a lot more.
Okay.
She had a lot of stuff in there.
I bet.
By the way, I do. You
Oh,
you wanted
yes.
your money. I will.
Yeah, I have
I
no
was
money.
holding on the party treasure, and I bought stuff for the party.
Well, yeah, I thought we
I
were going to
bought
throw a
those.
party.
I've got bigger potions. Do you want a bigger potion?
Okay.
Well, give me the smaller one back.
Fair trade.
I
Small
speak
for a
four
big.
languages. They're both speaking common right now, and there's
Right.
just a world of miscommunication.
Yes.
All right.
On that we can agree.
I just want to see him sweat. This is going to be funny.
This is.
Well, look, I
you
actually
could
spent
put
some
this
on
on
my
a
own money
stage,
for
and I
this.
would pay money to see it.
Yeah.
So everyone does have a
Well, we are entertainers.
I don't mind just spending your money.
2d4 plus 2 healing
yes,
potion. I
yeah.
just gave you.
Which
Do I have
I got the big one
Yes,
said.
I gave you one. And you have a 44 plus 4.
Me?
No.
Him.
Everyone has a
That
one.
was good.
No, don't.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I took that one back, so it gives me there. There we go. Yep.
Was
So
it was greater healing or
Regular
No.
healing,
regular?
too.
Which one did you give?
2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
He gave you
That's
guys
regular
one.
healing.
Regular.
That's just a
Regular
potion of
healing.
healing.
Where did Parker go?
I got the big one because I was bitchy.
Plus
You got a
2.
greater healing, it's 44 plus 4.
Right.
If you got that.
Where are we going to disappear?
What do you need?
My marker for my character sheet has disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Anyways.
You might be reduced to pencil.
You,
Dun dun dun.
Barian, you want your money. That's why they gave me money to
But
carry
you got the
it.
biggest potion. That's important.
Okay. Check. I can't buy food though.
Chicken that.
We have food.
I'll
Okay.
buy you this.
Okay.
We have food.
What would you like?
How much? You don't have any money?
Oh, he gave it all to fix the window.
Oh.
He's burying
I owe him.
nicer than any of
I
us.
owe you too.
Here,
I gave
here's
100.
two gold.
So I owe you 300 and I owe you 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, these will feed me for 2 months.
2 gold.
2 gold. Yeah. Last time I got room and board for a month with a piece of
Well,
gold.
give me one back.
No, that's fine. Don't just
No.
just stop.
No, you already gave it to me.
Okay,
Fuck
we
with
have food.
For a turtle, he seems to be very wise.
It was all so genuine. And
He
all
knows
of it
how
was a
to
disaster.
manipulate things. Are we sure we want to make him the treasurer?
No.
Well, I don't know. He walked off. And
You
then
could
he
have
came
me
back
be
with
the
a bunch of
treasurer. I'm
stuff.
very good with money.
I don't know who I want to be the treasurer. Just not. No, not you.
Is it because I donated all that money to the orphans back in the other city?
So while you were gone,
That was a worthy cause.
Yes.
Donated
A
the
bird
money to
showed
help the
up?
orphans in the other city.
and then-
Oh, a bird showed up.
and turned into like a skeleton,
Oh, wait. Ooh.
and then it
Oh.
wait, and then
That
it
was
flew-
wow. That was a scary thing she sent.
No. I think you're getting your-
it turned into a skeleton and started to fly off.
And Fluffy chased it.
Who is Fluffy?
A very evil dog.
Hey,
Fluffy's.
he is a well-behaved young man.
You judge everything by the way it looks.
It seemed like a good boy.
No one
Well,
has
it's a good
answered my
starting point.
That was a terrible.
Okay, it's
I was
made.
still like
Okay.
a clown.
All right.
Even worse.
Well, now you know why why we all go. "Ugh."
Hey, you did his clown better than mine.
I'm sorry.
He's had more practice on mine.
But he isn't clowning around.
Come here.
Thank you, Fox.
So
No one
What are you
likes.
attempting?
I'm
before-
missing about
What are you attempting to
Fluffy.
You wanted better clown, and you did not get it.
What's your roll?
A 12, but
and he's gonna show up to the
Okay,
magic shop
so-
like this.
You're making a very simple.
I only changed half of it.
Two-Face.
Oh, two-face clown.
Give him the two-face thing.
Oh no.
Happy and sad, huh?
Happy
Really?
Happy and
Really?
confused.
Really?
You don't like that either?
Good thing I don't have a mirror to see this.
No one
I
has
do a prestidigitation of what he looks like.
You can create. You can't
Temporary
make an
objects.
illusion.
Temporary object, little
Yeah, you
mirror.
can make okay, temporary object.
So you can see what he looks like.
I'll allow
Oh,
them.
well, I can do the same thing.
Well, then why were you?
I think you need more practice, my
and
friend.
it disappears.
Okay.
Not right now.
By the way, when you create an object, everyone, with prestidigitation, when you create an object, it disappears at the end of your next turn.
So 6 seconds, basically.
Yeah,
No.
that's what it does. I looked it up.
No one has answered my question. What is?
Mine disappeared right away because I was
What's
pissed.
what?
Where was Fluffy?
A shadow dog that came out of his hands.
That looked like he was
No,
going
it
to eat
came out of
him.
came out of my chest. I keep
He
him close
screeched
to
with
my heart.
pain. That could not have been good.
No, it doesn't feel good.
Throwing it out there. I'm not wrong enough.
With Fluffy is dog, your chest hair.
A shadow dog that came out of his chest.
Hair.
This is not
Looked
hyperbole.
like very
It
God seems to be
came
scratching
out.
his head.
What?
It
God is
emerged.
scratching his head.
Like, you know that old folktale, the what was it,
Has it
alien?
come back, by the way?
Alien, where it pops up.
No. Fluffy.
No,
They went to go get the bird.
he never came back.
He'll be back when we need him.
That's
Okay. I have faith.
I
I'm
feel like my
warming up.
question has not been
So,
answered.
the skeleton bird, what did it say?
It said, "Ah!" My dog chased it.
Oh, so you never got the message.
I did.
I'm starting to talk like you now.
Well, I'm flattered, but you
never
don't
got
have
the
to do
message.
that.
You never got the message.
Yes, I got the message. I couldn't read it because I don't speak Elvish. I don't know why she thought I was an elf. I have no pointed ears.
Your point.
Probably these two.
You were
I have
with
no
us.
pointed ears.
Us.
I'm not an elf.
You were with us.
1, 2,
That's
3
right.
elves.
No, he wasn't there. The two of us were there.
But he doesn't look like an elf. He looks more like a
Looks like a sea
merman.
elf.
I look,
You don't look like an elf.
you know,
He's blue.
So it looks like a
I've never seen a
cobalt.
blue elf before.
Again, you're judging people by the way they look.
Of course. It's how you start
Stop!
off.
Damn it! Stop being so racist, Derek!
I'm not racist. I'm just making an obvious observation.
It's the stuff you've ever fucking seen. I just
He looks like an elf. He's just blue.
Gills.
It's right.
When is this boat getting here?
All right. I tell you what. I'll be
I
back
want the
later.
weapon, but how much longer?
You talk about it. I'll be back later.
Oh,
I still don't even know about the weapon.
You know what?
no, just for fun, make a stealth check.
No, I don't even care. Just go.
By the way, I don't remember it.
Remember what?
What she wants to know.
Yes, because
What did you
I
remember?
walked down the street more than a block. I don't remember.
It was outside the city district and not far after that.
doesn't have
It's
object
close to the walls to the sorry, Noble district. I mean, so
I think you
it's
remembered that.
it's maybe 15 minutes.
19.
19? Yeah. Well, you guys.
Wait, hold on.
I don't care.
Because
Let
I was
him
at least
go.
wanting to
He's
be
allowed to
aware. My passive is 19.
If he gets locked up,
So
Whoa.
technically, he just beat it.
No.
Oh,
dead on.
Wait.
I thought.
No,
I
he
think I
just
had.
made it.
He said it.
Yeah,
You just see him.
I just barely
it's
see
a matter
him.
of who's. Yeah. Anyway. that's where it gets
I'm
weird.
cutting out. I'm falling.
there's a tie?
down. He's
But
gonna
Does
get
the
us.
tie go to the defender or
The
the?
tie
Let him
goes
go.
to the defender.
Let him go.
Right.
Just
But
let
this
him
is
go.
not
Slip
really a
away.
defender
I'll
thing.
make sure he doesn't
This is
die.
where he
I'm
can.
gonna let it
All
alone.
right. Fine.
We'll just say,
he met
because
it.
he is a scout, he's very a keen person.
You-
you
you
barely
notice
see him.
You barely notice. what-
Yeah.
Yeah, but you notice him after when he's definitely a good few feet away.
You see a shadow on the wall as
Yeah.
he runs away.
Yeah,
No, that's
you
too
definitely
bad.
noticed him, and he's already going. As at the same time, a lot of you notice this absurdly big 6-wheeler cart that is that's 40 feet long and 2 stories tall. That is being carted in by 6 war horses.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah, and they
That's a mobile
definitely
home.
need it.
You gotta say it.
Yeah, and they're
yeah, it's
very nice war horses, well toned and beautiful, and definitely have that grizzled look. They might not be war horses in the mental aspect, but they definitely have a body of a war horse. That's a little hard to tell if they're being carted in. They go past you around the building, which you're waiting, and they go inside the one of the entryways where bigger carts can go into, which is off to the side where there's no stairs to the main entryway.
Okay. Good on them.
Along with other carts that are starting to.
They're loading ours up too?
Do you have anything to load?
Yeah, the
carts
wagon,
and horses?
the horses, and
No,
the supplies that's on the
you are in
wagon.
the waiting area. They are going for registration to start paying.
They'll be done in a couple hours.
She's gonna have to go get the special book for the larger size vehicle.
Yeah.
That's why they're
And then
here at
halfway
midnight.
through, she realizes, oh, wrong wood type. She goes to the next book.
They should have to get on the ship by the end of the month.
I don't know. I just want to leave this place and go see the dwarves.
Same.
The volcano.
That's when you hear the bells.
Where's Derek?
You know what? Getting in trouble.
There's bells. I think that means that the ship might be here.
Yeah. And we're here. He'll catch up.
Of course, it's not the small bell, it's the big bell at the top of one of the spires. It's definitely a loud one, and those that are sleeping right now
bad.
probably
Where
pissed
did
as hell.
Derek go? Where did Derek go?
He probably went to get a little.
I should have told him about
Tail.
the raper that was there.
Rapier.
That sounds better.
Raper.
You
I've got a beak.
We could just set them up on chairs, the 3 of them, and let them talk. And
This is what our comedy troupe actually is.
Oh my god.
That's just talking.
I've got a beak. It's really hard to do the so.
I have no mouth.
But it was the E sound that you were making.
Rapier.
Meanwhile, Derek, you arrive at the shop.
Rapper.
You notice that a lot of the fairies are still doing the puzzles, as I already described before. The hole in where the
funny when you think he's the
where
smartest one of the bunch.
pillows are has been replaced, and it seems to be spotless. And now you see the fairies gathering and sorting various different types of feathers,
That new weapon.
as they were not all the same feather type for the pillow, apparently. And they're trying to sort which one to stuff into what.
Oh my.
As you see, maybe 7 fairies of the, small little things that seem to illuminate bright light and make it hard to see them. So see the actual bodies. But you've seen fairies before. They're vicious things sometimes. Fairies are vicious, but they're their own thing, and it kind of goes with the shop.
Okay.
You don't see the pseudo dragon, but you do see the shop, and you do hear the bell.
Oh shit.
All right. So I know that the bell arrives the ship. Means the ship is arriving.
It has arrived.
And then they gave another bell for loading, and then the final bell before it takes off, correct?
If you remember correctly, they said that it arrives usually during the day, and it gives 1 full day before departure, and usually leaves at sunset.
Okay, so it's
So
plenty
you
of
have
time.
plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of pootie tang time.
I mean, I don't know. How much time do you think someone like Derek needs?
I just.
One.
I don't want to consider
It's the
this.
door open.
2, 3 minutes?
Yes, it is open.
I'll give him
Excuse
5.
me, my lady.
Okay.
Are you here?
Oh.
No answer, gentlemen.
Y'all are
Gentlemen?
hard.
After a few moments, no
I
answer.
could have had a nice time shopping.
Go shopping.
All right. I kind of look around, keeping out of the way of the fairies because I don't want to make a mess.
They're definitely out of the way.
Right.
Going into the entranceway, you see 3 alleyways where various nice equipment are just presented in these very fine, elegant, druidic fashion. There's never no other way to say it. Going through the hallway. What's your passive perception?
Passive perception would be. It's a 10.
10. Well, she rolled a 5. So it doesn't take you long as you go in and just start looking around with the place lit up by these color balls of light in the corners at the top of the ceiling. And you notice, turn around, above the door, there's a small little shelving area of various little knickknacks as she's just looking down with her glasses. When you first went in, it was looking at your backside.
Looking at your ass. In those tight leather pants.
You hear her
Hey, you there?
as she lands in front of you, as she just lays. Hello.
No, my lady, I got your message. It was very kind of you.
It's me.
Your friends are entertaining.
That they are.
But then again, the way you entered was very unique.
Yes, that was a mistake. An honest mistake.
How are the horses?
They are doing better.
Good. I can tell that Warhorse is rather not amused.
And I learned a lesson.
Yes.
But that is life. You always learn things.
Possibly. What is your name?
Derek.
There. Well, how about I reintroduce myself? My name is Aranus Mildrus, half dragon of the Fey Dragon nearby. Pleasure to meet you. As she puts her small paw out.
Pleasure to meet you.
You like a finger.
Then she just kind of left it there for a half second. Okay. And she retracts it.
I'm not there. I want to say something. Kiss my fucking tail.
Just some things he's not.
Everyone feels the disturbance in the force. And shut the fuck up. And she just kind of perks up. No. Puts her glasses back on just to get a good look of your face. Your told a friend, Egg. Strange names. Said you might be fancying that one right there. And she points at the rapier that has the guard that looks like fire that's flaming from the back for the hilt of gold and silver. And it has the fine sheen of blue tint steel.
Ah, now that is a fine blade, my lady.
And you're a fine gentleman, at least as far as I can tell.
That I am. Unfortunately, I'm rather tight on finances right now.
Well, perhaps we can work something.
Well, I'm always negotiable for such deals.
Roll persuasion.
Yes.
This is what happens when there's no bar. Someone has to do it.
Yep. There's always one.
Well, I mean, he was working the charms in the begin with to try to
right.
revert the course of events
Right.
after driving a horse through there.
Got the wingman.
That's the drive-through and everyone punishes.
Wearing glasses at 16.
Hey, just because he invented the drive-thru doesn't mean you need to have it.
I don't know.
That would be a 23.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
God damn it.
Davros is like, I'm supposed to be the one that is flopping panties.
I'm not even that. Just I was hired on the list that did it. I have the accent, damn it.
But he has the currency.
He has the mask.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
my
right.
God,
Mystery.
he has the mysterious allure.
She's also
Love the mask.
Anyway, 23. She just.
She's also Fae, which makes everything foreign.
I'm actually less fun than her.
I reach out and grab the rapier.
She speaks a couple command words in Sylvan. It drops. Unlocks from the vines that were wrapping around the hilt. Locking into place and just seemed to undo itself. Able to. Looks good.
Do you mind if I try it out?
Please be careful of the shop. I've already seen you at the structure side, dear.
That will always be my intent, not to destroy anything, my lady. I
Steps are
go ahead and test the balance of the rapier and see how fine a sword it is.
Do a general performance check.
Rapier skill or?
It's a skill called performance.
Okay.
It's using charisma.
It is well,
It is charisma?
Mm-hmm. You could maybe bullshit this to make it dex, but
You could, yeah.
yeah.
But this is more like going through the motions. So it's a performance, and it's always weird. The performance aspect of it is under charisma.
Yeah.
But I can
Well,
understand it if you're doing a
performance is
like
not-
entertainment.
Yeah, my performance is not good, but my dex is really good, so... Or athletics.
I'll allow dex if you want to use dex because you are using a dex weapon. So just d20 plus your dex.
It's like people using strength for intimidation. Like it can make sense.
Depending on the situation and how you do things and what you're doing,
it can
it
make
can
sense.
depict on different types of skills using different types of stats.
Yeah.
It just has to make some sort of sense.
Just an 8. It wasn't that good.
And it, well, you start to go through it and you stop yourself. No, that's not a 1. Yeah, he breaks 3 more items and that was
and stabs her. If it was a nat 1, he'd have stabbed her.
Well, she wanted to be stabbed. Anyway.
She's in the other room screaming. Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so when I don't do that great with the sword, I decide to do
you're in the
a
narrow
somersault.
hallway, but you do something. You what?
So, since I don't do that well with the sword, I will sheathe it and then do a somersault.
Oh, God.
Make an acrobatics check.
That one. Face plants.
That would be a 26.
26.
Okay.
So, putting the sword away and doing a
Triple axel.
quick somersault. Sure, her eyes flare and just like. And as you turn around and just look at her, she's like,
It's a fine sword.
yes. What's with the somersault?
I always like to...
She kind of leans in, just waiting for the anticipation.
I always like to add physical flair.
Okay. Very well. Please come into the back room. I would like to discuss a business proposal.
I'm all ears.
She flies and lands, and you see a curtain of leaves.
I go in.
Okay, you go in, you find a nice little meeting area. Furnishing is actual traditional wood, not actually grown like other areas. And this is more of a traditional human-style meeting area of darker woods, thicker furniture made out of dead trees. And you notice there's a small little pillow where that is on a pedestal, if even, that has a couple of pillows where she sits in front of the other chair, along with the table. So, as she just kind of looks you up and down. That's it.
That's it?
You said? That rapier roughly costs 420 gold pieces normally. However, I've been wanting to expand into other markets,
Oh yeah.
in other times.
I thought she was gonna leave it expand.
She did hesitate a little
A
longer.
little too long there.
That's what she said.
And I would need assistance in spreading the good word of my shop.
Ah.
I do love. Yeah. I shall leave it there. I wish to expand the market into other places of exotic wealth. And of course, I need a way to restock my ranks.
Excellent, excellent.
Of your caliber, I'm assuming you are not exactly those of lawful individuals.
I acquire things.
That was
a perfect answer.
As you do. However, I will not ask questions where they come from.
That would be wise.
If you come and visit, and before leaving today, read me a couple of stories. And sign the contract, of course. I will give you the rapier under good faith that you will return with various objects to sell.
Excellent. And what particular kind of objects would you be looking for in...
Magical, powerful work, exotic means.
Yes.
Surprise me, dear. You already surprised me when we first met. I'm sure it's not going to be that hard.
I am full of surprises.
Yes, you are.
And I'm sure you are too.
I'm so. Calm yourself. We've only just met. But I do wish to see more surprises.
Excellent. I think we can make an arrangement.
I believe we have. She snapped her fingers, and suddenly with a series of small blue fire just envelops in front onto the table with a contract. 4 pages thick.
I will endeavor to read it.
Okay. It's a basic contract that you, after being paid, which is the sword.
Magnifying glass, look at the
Yeah,
fine print.
that's
Okay,
what
yes,
will
okay.
Exclusively sell all magical items to the Cheerful Winged Arcanist. Or
Cheerful
Awareness
Winged Arcanist.
The
And
factories
also
and
spreading her good word to any of those that are looking for arcane means of magical word.
Excellent,
And
excellent.
items, of course.
Do you have... I think we should make you some flyers.
We have a fence.
I could post them. Wherever I go.
Oh,
Advertising your store.
I like it. She puts out her hand.
Excellent, my lady.
Sign the contract.
Yes. I said it.
With the ink
The
done,
pen. Yep.
she grabs her hand again.
Excellent, excellent.
Position is so that her hand's on top.
And I kiss her.
Ah.
There you
Roll
go.
another
Don't say it.
charisma real quick, just general charisma.
All lips, no tongue.
Other way around.
It's a cat. You can use it.
Only tongue.
It's the size of a cat. It's not actually a
She
cat.
has scales, thank you.
Well, yeah, that's why I was coughing, because it's scales.
All lips, no tongue.
Wait.
Only for the hands.
Make sure you lift the
D20
scales in the
plus
right
3, I
direction.
Unless she's.
Oh, okay. That's only 6.
Only 6?
Yep.
Wow.
Very awkward. And the size proportionate, it's different. Definitely different. As you revert back and finish up, and she just looked at you and just puts her hand where her chest is. Not gonna lie, I do like awkward men. As you hear the bells again.
For you.
I believe you need to go.
Yes.
She,
Damn. You
I do hope the fairies aren't too
Do not stay
angry
overnight.
over the
No, you don't
needing
need to use the towel.
fixing
Just
the
that's
glass.
it.
one more time.
I do hope the fairies aren't too annoyed by having to fix the glass. It was a mistake.
A happy mistake.
Yes.
Go now. You're ruining the moment.
But of course,
I love her personally. I think she's great. I think she's gonna be a great fence.
Too bad we're not allowed back in the fucking city.
Really though.
We have an invite.
did she
Literally.
Actually,
give me
that's
a couple
true.
of flyers or
We've
anything like
been-
that?
Yeah, she would give you a couple of flowers, and they're actually made out of natural
Really?
leaves.
Okay.
They're formed in a way so that they are presented in a way that they're natural living material. But you know how caterpillars have eaten away
Yep.
part of the leaves? That is how it's forming the letters, but in more fine detail.
Okay. Excellent.
It's very interesting. And this will be the placeholder for now for your vicious rapier. Until I make index cards, because I have to go get more proper paper, because apparently I ran out making too much index cards.
Okay.
Too many magic items. Oh no.
You have no idea.
One that.
Anyway, So you guys return, and Derek seems to have. While you guys were waiting, while this is happening, you are not ushered onto the ship yet, as they are unloading the ship for various hours. It's up to you if you want to sleep through the night, as they seem to going to be working through the night, emptying the ship. You have not seen the ship yet, as you're out onto the side behind a wall in essentially the waiting area.
Yeah.
But you notice that the other absurdly big cart is now at the back of the line.
Good.
Several hours later.
I'm taking a rest.
I'm sleeping.
Okay.
Was there
Derek
anything interesting in the
returns
shop?
with a
There
new
was quite a
rapier.
few things.
Like?
There was actually a staff that I believe you would be interested in.
And she's gone.
Back to the magic shop.
And right
I was
before-
like
And
in
as
the
soon
middle
as I
of
come
changing into pajamas and just, well,
Hazel walks up and Derek's walking out the front. Just, oh hi Hazel, hi, how you doing?
So, do you actually go? Do you actually go?
I mean, how late is it?
It's like 1 in the morning,
Oh.
but
Tomorrow.
you seem to be up.
You know Derek's there.
when we read the note, it said it was open 24 hours or something, or just always open or whatever.
It's probably.
I don't think that's quite what it said.
I think the note
Besides,
said that
besides
she
the-
was open.
the ship
24 hours beforehand.
the ship doesn't leave until sunset of the next day.
We have
so
all of it.
Technically,
I'll
she
go in
could
the
go to
morning.
sleep
Yeah,
and
you
go
can
in the
go in the
morning.
morning.
So Derek returned to the group. A lot of
I
them
would
were
advise
sleeping.
everyone
You
here.
got a new rapier, very nice rapier.
Yes.
And remember, you can dual wield rapiers if you show desire.
Excellent.
And yes, it is a fighting style that I've seen many times, right, swordsman?
Brace of rapiers.
So, you are woken up as the various parts of the city are waking up, along with. Anyway, sorry, I had to check that. Along with the crew that has been working through the night. It is not quiet, and those that live nearby probably hate this place. And Bell that just quite literally alerted the city in the middle of the night that I'm here. But it looks
Good
like
thing it's
that
in the nobles area.
as you guys are finishing,
Couldn't happen to a
as you
nicer
guys are finishing
class
up-
of people.
As you guys are finishing up various meals for breakfast and stuff like that, getting yourself ready, cleaning yourselves, getting warm-ups and stuff like that, the loading is finished, and the unloading is begun. And you if you wish, can be loaded on to the actual ship itself when you're ready. And you're one of the first people there, and they're asking, are you ready to be loaded on?
Excellent.
Okay.
You said there was a staff?
Yes, she said it was something out of.
I'll be back.
You run off.
I would advise those who have not checked out the magic shop should go and at least see what is available.
I saw the magic shop.
I did too, but I don't have money.
Do they have any kind of like bows or something? I've been meaning to get one.
I did not specifically ask, but I would presume they would, considering their wares are quite diverse.
They have what, magic weapons?
Yes, I was able
And
to
are
pick
to
up
look-
this,
Go, go.
I'll take a look.
as well as the goggles.
Hazel.
I'll take a look. I'll go. I think Hazel's moving a little faster than me. I'm strolling along behind her. I was like, hey, oh. She's fucking
Ah, that's
spurting down the street.
Hazel, on your way out of the Noble District and onto the Magic Shop, on your way over, just as you're leaving the Noble District, you notice a small grouping of soldiers that are not Crimson Blades. They have darker attire and they don't have any defining symbols on them, which automatically says that they're some sort of private military group or something like that. Personal guards. As you see at the center, walking in the middle of these, heading through the checkpoint for the Noble District and seemingly heading towards the skyships, a beautiful, average height but beautiful woman of a more rounded face and blonde hair that has been tied up in a what is the proper hairstyle for this one? No, it's been braided so that there's a ponytail, and at the same time you have various different strands that are going back up to the main hair.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that there's a certain style of hairstyle, but I'm not a hairstylist. So my apologies.
We get the.
And she's wearing very fine blue, purple, and I believe gold. Let me double check. blue, purple, and orange. Mage robes, essentially. Billing with magic. And even though she has a very friendly and open face, it is quickly offset by very prominent, slightly luminescent yellow draconic eyes that are just very fierce behind them and have a fire burning out of them. As she clings but holds gently a plain-looking sack, and she's being escorted to the shipyard.
To the shipyard?
To the sky shipyard. Yes.
Okay.
You get to the magic shop. You wake up, Aranis, as you go through the window. Ding, 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 ding. Huh? We're open. Yeah, so. As she rubs her eyes and cleans the spectacles and puts it on. Oh, with everyone else?
Yeah.
Welcome. Oh, welcome to the Chilford Winged Arcanist. How can I assist you? Are you looking for that? As she points to the corner, as you see a dark wooden staff that has on each corner bits of metal and a rounded tip at the top that seems to be leafed with gold, but seems to be some sort of hard metal at the very tips of it.
I think I was.
How far behind Hazel am I? Because I do not move as fast.
I'm assuming that I was paused and
but you
staring
have
at
bonus
that
action,
window.
which she does not. You have to burn key points to do so. So you're not that far behind.
Well, also I wasn't like rushing to catch up with her necessarily, so
I had a long pause at that lady.
Fair. So I figure I'm not too far behind.
No, you're not too far behind. As you're inspecting the staff, I would say this is where you arrive from. She, welcome to the wing, the cheerful winged Arcanist. Where's my tea? As she goes over and
But by the time she looks back up, the hood is back and she can clearly see blue and shit.
It's been years since I've seen one of you. And she quickly turns over to Auckland, fine Elven Auckland, which is a good offset as well. It is a pleasure to see someone of the ocean, born and free.
Thank you. A pleasure for me as well, to meet you.
How can I assist you?
Well, I was wondering, I've been,
I see you are acquainted with...
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm acquainted with that whole group. But I was wondering, I've been above water now for at least a few weeks, maybe a month, and I've never had much opportunity to practice with bows. I know how to use one, but I have never bothered to carry one because I've spent so much time underwater, and I was wondering if maybe you have a nice longbow that I might be interested in.
Longbow, yes, I do have a nice longbow right over there on the wall. You put your hand on the wall and grasp it. It'll be hidden underneath the leaves.
Thank you.
Okay. I am looking for the staff. Because apparently it got mixed up when I originally went through it. Sorry, everyone. Slippers, shield, weapons. Anyway, you find a basic weapon +1, and I can't seem to find it, but I know what it is. It is a staff of defense, and when you're looking it over, you notice that there's actually across the entire staff of this steelwood staff that has metal ribbons across the entire staff members with what you thought originally was rope, but it's actually fine vines wrapping around completely to make the nice grip for it, along with the metal balls that are steel at the very tips of it that are very good at jabbing and hitting, striking at the very tips of it. It is a +1 staff, a staff of defense, and also provided by the card below that explains what it does. For simplicity, it also has 10 charges, which you can cast either for 1 charge, Long Strider, or for 2 charges, Shield.
Oh.
It is a rare item that costs 4,000 gold pieces.
Yep.
Just steal it.
Wrong character.
Oh yeah.
Wrong in general.
And she seems to be having a conversation with Davros right now and explains that there is a longbow of +1 or a longbow of +2, vicious, if you're looking for that. However, that one,
That's gonna be a lot of money.
yeah, that's like 5,500 gold pieces for the vicious +2. For the simple +1 that she has, it is a simple 100 gold pieces.
100 gold pieces, and it's just a +1.
And it's a +1 bow. However, it's a fine elven bow, high elf to be specific, and it has that diamond. It's been carved. It almost look like has leaves pointed over leaves.
Yeah.
And then it's a one giant arc of a branch on both sides.
Longbow for sure. Yeah. Just a +1 longbow for 100 gold. I'll take it. Yeah.
Okay.
You get that?
Yeah, I walk up and
I do not have the index.
Okay,
I don't make
this.
index cards for simple +1 stuff. So just put longbow +1. She notices you and looking at the price tag, and you hear. Yes. I also trade, do business. I've already done one business with a certain individual that you have been acquainted with. Do you have anything to offer? Perhaps reduce the price or take the price entirely?
I doubt I have anything that matches up to that.
I doubt that. Looking at one of the Phoenix Soul, I doubt that you have nothing that you can offer.
Interesting.
First of all, who is your master, if I may ask?
It's not written down. Master Orsana.
That is not what I meant. Who is your master outside of your Phoenix Soul?
I don't know what you mean.
She kind of just squints. Oh. Oh. She takes out a small gold coin as she just kind of puts it up her small little paw over her hand. Do you have? And she points the coin away.
Sometimes. Can I try?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Please.
What'd you roll?
A 4.
You start to go look for it, and you feel this strange, just almost like a needle prick.
So yeah, that ends up being a 7.
And you just black out for like a split second, and Aranis is in a different position right now, and just looking at you funny. Huh. I don't know what to make of that. Very well. You're trouble.
I'm trouble or I'm in trouble?
You are natural breaking trouble. Great.
Oh.
Which matches the person that you're with that I have the hearts for. So, diamond dozen. But I can see a few business opportunities with this. Where are you heading? Where's your group heading?
I'm sure.
As you hear a breaking of glass, as one of the fairies dropped one of the glass pieces that they were holding, as you hear, and Sylvan, that's basically cussing, she just kind of goes, just looks back and looks back to you.
I know that Derek wants to go to the volcano, so I think we're stopping there.
Gilded. Gilded? Something like that. That's right. Okay, yeah. And she's, you see her thinking and just contemplating, it's like, okay. Do you mind if I explore the body.
Interesting. That's recovered.
Not like that. I wish to find the coin.
Yeah, sure.
Davros is like, what the hell?
Natural 19. She jumps on your head, crawls down your body, and you can. It's very strange. It's like a cat using her claws to crawl down your body, and you hear, and you feel her exploring your pocket, and then and pulls from your pocket. Apparently, your robes are filled with various hidden pockets.
That's good to know.
And pulls out a small, what looks to be bronze coin of a phoenix on one side and claws on another. One moment. She flies and comes back with a basically duplicate copy of ink on both sides. Gives it back to you. You put it in your pocket?
I'm holding on to it still
Okay.
with my hand like next to my pocket.
Okay. Make it worth some saving through.
God damn it!
The coin comes and goes.
That's what.
It's a nat 20.
Nice. So you still have it retained in your hand, and you refuse to lose it again. But as you continue to have this conversation,
Yeah, don't black out.
I will knock out 1,000 gold pieces due to that. How much do you know of your monastery?
I know about the different training areas.
Politics. What is this for? How was it formed? Who's in charge?
I mean, the masters are, but
You want me to believe that 4 masters from different training backgrounds decided to come together just willy-nilly and create a monastery beyond others and work with the kingdom. Okay.
you asked what I knew.
What's that? No, I do not want you to listen to me. Go away.
Okay.
Samsung just went to do. No. Well, that is 1,000 gold pieces off. If you have any other methods of gaining business opportunities, I am listening. Currently, you do not have much worth for me besides selling me with information that you clearly do not have any information for.
Yeah, I'm kind of figuring things out as I go.
And I can see that. And sometimes you don't want to know your past. If you continue working with that coin, you will find out your past, and you will unlock the very reason why you were sent to that monastery. If you want that closure.
I would.
So be it. Good luck. Start with the coin. Put the staff down.
Yeah.
It will be here. Not many people are able to use it, and it's actually considered a trap. Not a lot of monks in this region.
Fair enough.
Sorry for using Derek for my own games. I wanted to see if you were a Phoenix Soul, a monk of the Phoenix Soul, and this would confirm it. Along with your clothes. You need to change your clothes if you don't want to be seen as one. Do you want to be seen as a Phoenix Soul?
I mean, I didn't really think about it too much.
Start thinking. You won't like what you find. Well, most likely not, but you never know. Devils! Davros!
I'm standing on the bow, I just... Yeah?
Did you finish counting the gold?
It's right there.
Good. And she does a quick symbol again, and it's like... Anything else?
I'm going to leave now.
Have a nice day, Davros. It was a pleasure seeing one of your kind.
I just put the bow on my back and I just leave.
May the currents guide where you need to go.
And may, yeah. That's exactly what he says, and then he leaves.
Wow.
Hey guys, remember when I played a bard?
Smooth
What's
as
charisma?
gravel.
What the fuck?
Smooth as gravel.
What is your name?
Oh god damn it! I
gravel.
awkwardly walk back in and I go, I do not have any arrows.
Okay. Not even a few minutes later, she just has this expression. Doesn't move, so doesn't say anything. It just gradually points to a small bin of basic arrows. It just do a gold piece, and you can take a good 40 of them.
It's fine.
Quiver.
That would have been great. That would have been great, yeah. He gets on the ship, they're flying away, he's like, oh shoot, I forgot the arrows!
Quiver.
Hazel,
Quiver.
is there anything else you want to do?
Quiver.
I guess I need to go get some new clothes. Question mark.
You can definitely get new clothes, no problem.
Yeah.
You
Somewhere
find
else,
yourself,
Jesus.
depending, mark down how many gold pieces on how fancy you want to be. That's all you need to do.
Not really.
Okay, common clothes, it's just like a silver for good, decent common clothes. So,
And then can I also spend a gold, I guess, too, so that I can have like lots of, or not lots, but a couple of different options.
of course, yeah, do what you need to do. Meanwhile, while you're doing this and Davos, you return, you guys are loaded up as the various crates and wagons, and you notice that the ship, now that you're able to see the ship,
Fuck, I had some.
where is my...
Did the arrows come with a quiver or did they just come with a plunger?
Actually, now I have some.
There it is.
Just put like a band around him.
Okay.
Give me your boat.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm not going back to buy something else. Jesus Christ.
Why do you get the creep factor on that one?
Quiver.
I didn't get the creep factor. I was getting the awkward factor of I don't think she wants me back there.
Okay.
Pleasure seeing you.
So, seeing this ship, and now that you're now it's daylight, you notice that the two functional recessed areas for the skyship that would supposedly land, and not the other two that are being built on the other side, are halfway filled with water. And you notice that there's a ship there that wasn't there before last night, and you notice it's actually a rather, it's a big cargo ship that has the normal castles and everything, but what sets it off...
Forecastle and a half castle.
Yes, a castle and a half castle, which is the top sections of each side.
The raised portions at the front, at the forward, and the aft.
Yes.
Forecastle and aft castle.
Yes, thank you, Mr. White.
Oh, they were looking at me funny, like, how come he knows what he's talking about?
I assumed you knew what you were talking about.
Yeah, anyway. Which is actually sitting in the water, but what sets it off, you see these strange reflective glass areas lined with black metal that seem to be going on the sides of the ship and going towards the right now folded inward and folded up, and it's not folded up like normal, it is folded up downwards of just layers upon layers upon layers of white gray sail that have this reflective silver metallic metal that is lined across each of the sailings in almost arcane fashion. And you notice that the side of the ship on the upper side is actually opened up completely, which is not traditional on normal ships. And they're also loaded in both top and side corners, where you see the big two-decker six-wheeler cart being loaded in right now, as they had to do them first in order to
Going in, wow.
Yeah, this is a major cargo ship, which actually has areas for things like that.
I guess if it doesn't
along
have
with
water, it can take.
Yeah.
You can open up below farther and pull stuff in.
And the funny thing is, as soon as it gets on there, along with the various different crates that they have, you just see the ship, along with the ship line that has the red around it, get lower and lower, which depicts the weight limit that it can take. While you guys get on it at the same time, you hear various cawing and animal growls and various wildlife that are in these crates. As you see a sign, this is the Horned Mass, and you get the general sense that they sell animals, exotic animals, as you hear growls of a blink dog, a basilisk.
Ooh, I want to go look.
So wait, are we getting the mark or something?
It is closed up completely.
Not, yeah, it's the basilisk.
You gather that they
up.
have various exotic animals that they capture, train, and then sell. But you see, along with.
I don't know if I like this.
Yeah.
What are they called?
The company?
Yeah.
The Horned Mass. You see very just like ants to a colony, just people loading that thing on and just getting it onto the vessel along with the horses, getting it up to the higher deck so that they are away from the claustrophobic parts of underneath of the ship. Along with heavy crates, your wagon, your horses. You see the classic 4 soldiers, personal bodyguards, along with that very pleasant-looking but fierce-eyed, dragon eyes individual that is just escorted onto the ship and goes onto the top part of the deck into the back castle, the aft castle, and just sits there and begins to set up a tea area. Yeah.
Brewing tea?
Brewing tea, yes. She does it herself, as the guards are taking her around the perimeter and seem to be telling other people back to fuck off. At the same time, you notice a different individual, a tall, white, pale man that is just burdened with sack after sack after sack after backpack after backpack that is roped together with various knickknacks and metal objects that with each step is making a cacophony amount of noise. And with his short trimmed brown hair and unnervingly big smile that has his eyes squint to the point that it's hard to see that if he's like looking or not, as he's dragging an equally burdened man-drawn cart that he's dragging up onto the part of the deck. Followed by 1 and then 2 massive, like 8 foot by 10 foot or 10 foot by 10 foot heavy wood steel cages that have no slits and have a lot of locks on them. They're being loaded in onto the crane, which again sinks it lower and lower along various other
that's all. There's cool.
Yeah. I told you I was going to have to up the ante.
You know what I'm seeing here? I'm seeing a lot of XP.
Excellent. You sleep with the chicken.
Amongst everything else,
none of our business.
yeah. Amongst the and this is being loaded on with you guys. Your cart is underneath. You have a small little section along with the smaller carts. Your horses have been taken up to the aft castle inside, which seems to be a little holding pen where horses have been staked so that they are not underneath, because it looks like that has been taken up for all types of storage, which has been filled up very fast. Amongst that, it's just, as far as you can tell, just a bunch of crates that you can't look into.
Good.
While you're being loaded up, is there anything while this is happening, while you're being loaded onto the ship?
I will practice with my new deck, or my new rapier.
Oh, jeez. Why were
Okay.
you're
So
waiting
right now-
or going on?
What?
Please.
No, I'm on.
Okay.
I'm on the ship. I'm just practicing
Getting
with the
onto
rapier.
the ship and gain a lot of shade from the very because it's no roofings. It's just open air. Open air. What?
Well, let's go ahead.
Okay. It is a open air, almost like church-like, Christian church-like setting in the beginning for the entrances, with its 2 spires and very religious rise to the heavens. But when you get to the inside, there's no ceiling, and it's very wide. on its perimeter, which it's building 2 on the other side. And right now you're on this side of the building from the entry point where the ship is docked. So there's no like protection as it needs to land. But the sailing, these sails have been pulled back and taut so that they create protection for the rest of the crewmen underneath, and with the various smaller ones hold down so that they can stow properly. But not a lot of them go upward. They it looks like they all get lifted into place, which is definitely not traditional in its fact. As you see, one major, a major. I can't get the words right because I'm panicking now. The various poles that hold up the sails.
Mass.
You see one massive mast in the back, along with several smaller ones that are at the front and on the side of the boat that have been clung together.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and that's as far as you can tell, along with the various rafting and rope everywhere.
This thing's huge.
So you have to be careful on where you swing the rapier because you can.
Well,
cut
I'll
off
just
this rope.
choose any open area that's
And
clear.
right now
That's
it's
not-
like a beehive.
So,
because
okay, never mind.
people want
That's
to
why I
go
told you to
through.
put the rope
This
here.
is loading time.
All right.
Hold on, and just to give you, I've been on many ships.
Yeah.
Right.
Played pirate for years.
This is
They don't
character. You're
use
sharing.
long swords?
You're sharing character knowledge right
For a
now.
reason.
I'm sharing.
No, I'm sharing. You're sharing
Yeah.
player knowledge right now.
So when you get on a boat, there's ropes hanging everywhere.
Yeah.
If you try to, that's the reason they use a cutlass on a ship that's short.
Short.
So they don't hit anything.
It's also
They-
why
and they
bucklers.
go in.
Why bucklers were used small shields. 'Cause you
Yeah.
don't-
So your rapier
So-
is definitely not a normal.
So I don't have enough room to practice.
No.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
You can do thrust work.
You can do thrusting and that's it.
It's just the tip. It's just the needle.
No, but you would
Which
get
was
caught.
what rapiers used for.
My great sword's gonna suck.
Yep.
How do you think? I have a long sword, but it's a 6 foot.
But
long
it
sword.
is a very impressive sized vessel, especially for one that apparently flies. Is there anything you would like to do for the rest of the day before as it's getting loaded up? And I will say about half day it is finished loaded, but is waiting for any future passengers that wish to join at the last minute before it actually departs. Is there anything you wish to like to do? As you see the various crewmates getting ready and going in and out of town, loading up with supplies, food, rope.
We have all our food and everything we want.
I'm wondering.
Do we all
We
like?
don't wander.
We all. I assume we get our own room, but like, do all 8 of us have to share?
In the front castle, in the port castle, is actually sleeping arrangements for all of you except for you guys. It's unfortunately you're just way too far.
I'm just
He doesn't
wondering.
sleep in
I'm
this.
wandering around the ship anyways.
Yeah, you get in the way of a lot of people.
Well, I'm trying to be out of the way. I'm just wandering.
I understand that, but you've never been on the ship before, and you're big.
You're always
so
in the way.
You're always
So
in the way.
currently it's sitting in water.
It's currently sitting in water. Yes.
Well, this is good. This is good. I like
Interesting.
this.
And with each new heavy load being
So if I
added
fall
on,
over, I fall
it's
in the
listed.
water. This is good.
So I like,
float,
I like
right?
this. I like this right here.
You float
and then it'll
in the
go
water?
up and up
Excellent.
and up,
I
and
can
it'll
swim
become
too.
less good.
Along the ship,
But I can swim.
along the spine of the ship, not the spine of the ship, but the center of the
Now
ship.
I can.
You notice that same 5 foot, like about 5 foot domed glass that's recessed into the floor. That's part of the floor as well. It is lined with dark metal that seems to line the ship and go to the masting, to each individual masting. That seems to crawl up to it and seem to go on, seem to lead to the sails. But seems to be void of any light on the inside. Is that-
Hazel's gonna be just kind of like out on the deck, like trying to watch everything and kind of like hopping out of the way wherever she needs to.
And you're dexterous. You're pretty good at that. Every now and again, you have to start climbing in order to get out of the way, and then you start climbing more because you're climbing up in order to get up there and stuff like that. But you stay out of the way.
And I eventually want to hang out with the horses for a little bit.
Keep them calm. They're a little afraid. The war horse, not happy because he just got cut up. But
I'm gonna hang out with him.
yeah, roll an animal handling check just for fun.
I'm gonna. Please.
Not 20.
Yep.
You have a very solid bonding time, and you relax the horses in there, especially your horses, which is the draft horse, I believe 2 draft horses and the war horse, if I remember correctly, and you help them quite a bit. You keep them calm. The war horse was definitely not calm, but he was a slow burning rage kind of deal.
I'm out at the edge of the rails looking out at the water.
There's 3 horses in there.
This is nice.
There's actually 6 plus 3.
3 of ours.
3 of
Three
us.
Yeah, that's what
horses,
you're
yes,
saying.
yes. There's more horses in there, and after everything is loaded up, there's like 12. No, I would say about 15 horses in there.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But they make sure they label and properly like segment like this is your horse, and so on. At least you know the rail. It's not very new water, and it's definitely still water.
No, I was hoping there was fish.
Make a perception check.
Probably is.
Brackish water.
Ooh. Since I'm rolling flat, perception. Yep. I don't know why I keep looking to see if I got a bonus or not. 17.
17. You see a few movement underneath the water, but nothing of like good. Still water is not fun to be living in.
Right. Oh well. I won't be eating anything in there, but at least if I fall in, I'm good. I can swim.
You're gonna stink afterwards. Yeah. As you see someone with a bucket of vile substance just right next to you.
I just try to find a place up on the bow where I can enjoy the sun.
Where you can be
Easy
king of the
enough.
world.
No. I'm gonna hang out on the front. Just trying to be an open area away from everyone working.
Okay. So I will say you guys wait until the evening part of the day. With nothing else to do. Getting acquainted with the crew, getting acquainted with the other special individuals.
I'll
As
probably
you
do
now
the same
see,
as Spark, just
a-
wandering.
amongst the various people, you see that stand out and seem to be getting orders apart from the captain. And the captain is more a very traditional, formal individual, taking his job very seriously and make sure he wears his uniform with dignity. But we'll get to that in a moment. You notice a small gnome individual with slicked back fire red hair and a not a pencil mustache, but a goatee that twirls and a pointed beard. A very it's maintained, it's groomed, and he has a basic not a top hat, but what is the noble's hat kind of deal?
Oh,
where it's tall, but it's not a top hat.
A crowned hat, not like a crown, but more of a.
That's not like a gibbous.
Snooty hat.
It's like an Elizabethan.
Well, you're gonna have a bonnet. That would be a woman, but no, that's not.
He,
That's
he's
already
he
there.
dressed in a fine.
He has a nice hat.
Yeah, he has a nice hat.
A toque.
Yeah.
A toque.
A toque? Okay.
Toque.
I'll have to take your word on that. I'm going to have to look it up later.
Toque, where it's
But
gonna be
he's
a
in
band like this, then it'll have a larger.
Okay, enough about that. He has an Elizabethan style uniform where it's nice purples, blues, golds, and just beyond.
Rich, but
Yeah, and he has definitely the plume legs that definitely shows off his legs. Kind of deal with it, yeah.
Makes you wonder why he isn't taking the next one.
And he also has a gold monocle over a gray eye. Gold and silver monocle, and seems to be looking around just fine. But he seems to be giving out a lot of orders with the various equipment that is being loaded onto the barge, especially the area where the horn mast cart is with the various animals as they're unloading animal after animal after animal, and seem to be feeding them at the same time, making sure that they're well maintained, well groomed, not letting them out the cage. At the end of the day, you hear the bells again. Basically, of course, much more impressive than that, giving the command that it is about to leave.
No, just so we're all clear, I've made it so that my goggles are basically one on, one off.
Why?
You have 4 eyes.
Yes.
2 of them.
I'm only covering 2 of them. That's what I'm doing. Because
So-
stacked up each other.
At the end of the day, as the sun is starting to set, the last bells are rung, as whistles are starting to go off, commands are being issued, people start moving once again as you guys try to stay out of the way as much as possible.
I just go to my room at this point to get out of the way.
Okay.
I want to see us set sail.
as the rigging and the masting and the sails are starting to lift up into place, as you see these white-gray sails being lifted into place and seeing more of the curving Arcanus runes of silver metal going across each and every single one of it. As the last one is put into place, except for the ones on the side of the ship, because they would hit the floor, you feel a hum to the ship as it shudders, as that area of glass, void of light, that is refined with black metal, suddenly starts jetting from the port of the ship and along the sides of the ship first, and see me going out to the extremities of almost like a fast-moving river of like a fog that moves like a river out to the extremities, up the mast, and all the way to the sails that immediately change and fill all the arcane runes and turn them gold, bright royal gold, as they jet energy, arcane energy, as you can feel it and feel the air just vibrate with activity as the sails roll with red light. As the ship lifts immediately, as you feel the movement of the ship, as the air starts to levitate around you. What? 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet.
Where'd the water
60
go?
feet. As you hear the water and just completely let go of the bottom side of the ship. As the side railing, as people are giving out commandments, going over the sides of the ship. Pretty crazy right now. What are you biting?
Eck is biting into the rail and the cloud.
What are you looking over?
And Davros,
I'm in my room, dude.
You feel the butterflies of the ship. Have you ever been in a helicopter where you just feel it just change direction? It's just not
like you're hanging in a basket. It's like
exactly. It's like lifting up a basket as the crew members pull out the last bit of the sails that jet out the side of the ship and in between the bits from the top parts and the side parts, making just a rather gorgeous, constantly refilling with rolling red of the energy from the gray clouds, going from whatever deeper part of wherever this energy is coming from, through the pipework like an angry river out to the extremities with just re-amping energy as it makes almost like a blossoming reverse flower as the ship lifts off and begins to go off towards the northwest, if I remember correctly. As you guys have this new sensation, as the sun sets and the chill begins to hit the air as the sun goes over the horizon.
I thought this was supposed to sail like on the ground or above, just above the ground.
Airship.
But I thought like air, like 5 feet off air.
100 feet, 200 feet.
I'm closing my eyes and
300 feet.
crawling to the biggest mast I can find near the middle.
500 feet.
That you can find with your eyes closed?
Yes.
Getting closer and closer to the clouds in the sky. Seeming impossible to get to, yet none of you have ever reached before. 1,000 feet.
Our dad, we flew with our parents before. To surface them without them though.
Ah, that is right.
Boy, the seagulls are pretty.
Apparently the seagulls is mating season. As you go up above the clouds.
They know some people have like fries and chips and shit.
Yeah, I know. The one that's drinking tea right now, the lady, is just throwing very specific off the
Just wanted to see the chaos.
Yeah, she likes to see the world burn.
I was about to say that.
You go over the sky and you reach the cloud layer as you feel the cooling air bite into your flesh, and you now realize that you forgot to buy blankets.
We bought blankets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You guys
I've
bought
got
blankets at the
my
very
I've got my
beginning.
big wolf cloak, so
That is true.
Actually,
I have mine as well.
But
both of us
the
have.
beauty of it, as you guys look over the horizon, look towards the sunset, as you now see the sunset just about to go over the clouds and creating a blanket of royal orange over the clouds that are there. It is a sight to behold.
at least now I'm not so scared because I can't see the ground really far away.
And God just slaps you on the back and just like has that giddy expression.
Oh, I love him.
As the whole ship starts to lurch, and you notice he's like, oh.
You can actively see the cigar just.
Act, it's just magic.
No, I don't. Do you know what birds do to turtles? Little turtles. I know I'm a big turtle, but
You hear a flop as one of the birds.
That?
no.
Thank goodness it wasn't a dragon.
Baby turtles. The seagulls pick up baby turtles and drop them. I don't like being up high.
Well,
You
personally,
got
you're so
Derek,
big, I
he'll
don't
shoot
think
the
any bird
bird.
would be able
No
to do
bird's
that.
going to pick me up. I know,
That's
but
right.
it doesn't change the fact that I don't like to be up high. But I'm good. I'm better now that I can see just the clouds. That's good. Just the clouds.
And then suddenly you feel another lurch as you are pushed back a little bit out of the ship, gain speed.
I'm still standing at the front of the ship, just kind of.
Although I do look to Ga and go, it is kind of cool though.
Ga's looking pretty green.
Oh, really?
He's a turtle.
Well, of course he
He was
is.
so excited to say.
He's just no. His eyes just like.
Uh-oh.
I grab
We move away.
A vomiting
I grab a bucket and hand it to him.
Yes.
He grabs it and just kind of hugs it.
That's not no.
We've seen people do that before.
Oh yeah, and unlike other ships, you pee off the back, not the front. Because the wind's going that way, not that way.
Pee off the back.
Yeah, on a sailing ship on the ocean, the wind blows the sails and the ship forward. You pee off the front of the boat. If you do that here, the air is going this way.
Roll a history check.
History check?
Yes.
Davos,
By the
you can do
way,
this.
for
I'm
that's
in my room, I'm not
that is
here.
why you call it. By the way,
16.
16? Yes.
The moment they started to take off, I left.
That was the original design of the first airships. However, one day, and it's funny, one of the Nobles people put a formal complaint in of sky shit. And now each sky ship has been formally plumbed in some manner in arcane means that allows smaller dimensional pockets to be used as porta potties.
oh wow,
Why did they tell me that?
wow.
And porta potties were scary enough anyway.
You know what? You know what? Some poor dude's going. It's a bag of holding. This is cool.
Let's see what's in it.
I assume it looks like a toilet.
Porta
It
potties
looks
are
like- it
already
looks like an
terrifying
outhouse.
when like
An
you
outhouse.
flush
It looks like an outhouse, yeah.
Okay, and God, if you puke, dump it in the outhouse thing.
He just kind of nodded his head as another wind turret is hitting the vessel and makes the vessel shudder.
You know, I just kind of
Like,
stuck
wow,
around.
it's gold. I'm always gold.
And with that, we will take a small break as we lead into the second part. As you travel 5 days across a normally month journey walk/ride across the lands of the Verosian Empire.
Bad places.
Yes.
Cool.
You managed to get on with some difficulty, but not as much as you would normally get on a day of 0 Fox. But congratulations. There's nothing to worry about on this vessel. Let's
Famous last words.
Excellent.
And hey,
The last time this group was on an airship?
I don't recall.
yes.
This group's never been
This
on
never.
there.
This was what are you talking about?
No,
No, the players.
Players.
the players.
I gotta think about airships. I like airships. And I
I'm
like,
sure you do.
So
No, that was a terrifying experience that almost killed me last time.
You saw the people
not-
that you were lifted in. There's no reason to be afraid of them.
Yeah.
Every reason
Except
to be
you
afraid
gave
of
us
it.
so much detail.
I know. I normally give a lot of detail, don't I?
This is true.
so
What could possibly go wrong?
anyway,
Don't say that.
before we
Thank
close
you
out,
for ensuring XP.
before we close out, we're gonna show again. Stay tuned here right before the credits. We're gonna show all the character art that's been revealed so
Yes.
far, including
The
Sunny.
new ones with Sunny, and with part 2, we're gonna reveal.
Barry.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know why I paused there, but anyway.
All right.
Dramatic effects.
Yeah, dramatic.
So again,
I like-
stay
no,
tuned
dramatic.
right up to the credits, and we'll show off the art again.
Anyway, thank you for this lovely episode, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the ride. I need to take a break. Thank you for joining the ride, and I hope to see you next time. Till then, keep on rolling, everyone.
Let's get that character art up.